Hi everyone, thanks for coming tonight. My name is Daniel Ford. I'm the lesser half of Cumbersome Multiples with Tracy Schlapp. So we want to thank you for coming out tonight. We want to thank our hosts at the Museum of Contemporary Craft and at Portland Pacific Northwest College of Art. And just so you know, there's a small edition of prints that were created in conjunction with tonight's performance that will be, and the Davis Street Residency, which is down in the front window, in which Tracy will be here all month, printing live, in person, downstairs.
Girls.
So and Samiya is Simon. So we're inundated by digital words from email, social media, memes. This throwaway language has made us numb to the value of our words and images. The cultural significance of printing and the distribution of ideas from journals to museums and analog places in between. Yesterday, there was a tragic, sobering reminder that our free expression is ultimately a privileged position. But what's important to remember from that incident is that we still have, and we shouldn't forget that in our own country there are whole classes of people who also feel there's no safe place to speak, to be heard, or to be represented. Hashtags of Je suis, Charlie, Black Lives Matter, Bring Our Girls Home are digital markers that let us use these as breadcrumbs to find the analog, the face-to-face conversations, the images, the poetry. And so it is our privilege to introduce Samiya Bashir, the brave and powerful poet who has rather recently chosen to make Portland home. She teaches at Reed College and activates the world with her voice. Coronagraphy, the poem she performs tonight, was a 2012 finalist for the Pushcart Prize. She is the author of Gospel and Where the Apple Falls. Her poetry has recently appeared or is forthcoming in Poetry Magazine, World Literature Today, Poet Lore, Michigan Quarterly Review, 1111 Journal, the Cascadia Review, the Encyclopedia Project, among others. The John Henry Project, which you could see some of the edited pieces here in the community case, which Tracy and I did for the past year, is a result of the speaker and the printer who have never interacted. So what results is a typographic response to the storyteller's call. And the work in that case is a result of a Regional Arts and Culture Council grant, which we received last year so that we can go to a series of lectures and public conversations where we take the press and we would live print and tweet to the speaker. So, and then Tracy and I co-wrote an essay that you can find on medium.com / John Henry Tweets. So me and Tracy like to say that John Henry introduced them, though truly it was former Oregon poet laureate Paul Ann Peterson. John Henry ignites conversations, including this one between printed word and spoken word. While both printer and poet have a role tonight, they have left this exchange unrehearsed to create room for spontaneity and wordplay. So we do Coronagraphy.
Good evening. Hi. I'm Samiya. Hello. Hi, Tracy. This is Coronagraphy. John Henry opens his mouth. I can tell your future too. Want to hear it? Most don't, and fine by me, ain't got nothing but time now. Know how. Hand's been full since day one, swinging. Was I born with it? The night I came shocked Mom and Daddy to the corners of our old dark quarters, call washed down to the floor where I tore it, threw it, fists swinging and gasping for air. When I said, "Mama?" She dropped me clear to the floor and jumped back quick. "Mama, I'm a bee." But she dropped her head in her hands and cried. "Papa, I'm a bee steel," I started. "I'm a die with my hammer, was I born with it? Mama, don't cry. I'm a bee." Polly Ann jumps her broom. "I swear I wasn't born to cry, so I'd be a lie if I say I wept when I left my mama's house. Like I ain't know life up here would be hard, scrabble, rough. What's not? And I loved the blue he grew from his eyes and spread to the syrup sap drip of his dip step. And I loved how he loved mine. And how could I know he'd risk us? And for what? For what? Why build us a life here just to end it? I kept dry eyes, I swear. I stood stronger than I looked. I stood fragile and heavy as a honeybee. So did he. A man's heart rocks like mine for the kind of love found and fed tells a man he ain't dead. John Henry's first real swing. I stood hungry, near dead. And the man said, my hammer'd give me shelter, give us shelter, keep us fed. That's what he said. But instead, I was drove up these craggy mountain roads. I was gave another hammer and a crust of bread, not enough slop to anger my plate. I ate what I could. I practiced on wood. I split rocks as the night stretched long. I chipped blocks of ice when I couldn't sleep, couldn't keep. Listen, whether it kills me later or now, I'm gone. I know how. I know why. I got these 40 pounds of firebolt, the color of sorrow-smoked eyes that I lift and drop. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. Lift and lift and drop. Lift and drop. This baby and these bags of rags I wash day in, day out, keep me on the useful side of madness. Stout as he stands, his tenderness caught me, cupped me, his stooped kisses fixed my flutter. Face it. All my time I spend picking up, putting down, moving things around, and still I can't drown out the whop, whop, whop of steel, of big men, fast women got their scent up hot to how his hammer cuts quick the breeze. I'm useful. I'm my milking body, and another swung around me like hard rock. I'm dreaming us laced, us dropped so low it sounds like shaking, feels like screams. Ain't neither. John Henry feels fate. Felt like shaking, sounded like screams, wasn't nothing but hot air and hot noise, coughing up hillside, coming bent over, double-jointed, wheezing vapors and threats. He rode a devil that whispered my name, John, John, that whispered of numbers and days, John, John. He rumbled up that high saddle seat early on Friday morning, waxing his merchant smirk. He come to take us back down off this mountain. Back. But see, I done been where I've been and ain't going again. With my last breath, I'd drill that devil to death. I'd swing, step, or kick, but before I die, I'd try anything quick. Metal. Stone. Stick. Pollyann fears her future. Where I fare between metal, stone, and stick, quick wages, quick drinks, quick talk, quick death, quick saves, fast friendships, laying quick odds to fast ends. Where I fare, I can't no longer tell. Comes a time when the look in a man's eyes says, you ain't there. Not nowhere. Says he's thinking of action and you steal your mind and think where you left your get busy shoes. Anything you ask is answered by movement and rush. So you move, you rush, you wonder all day if the cook looks nasty or the food don't taste clean. All of a sudden, does climbing hill full of my corn and collard sweetness not, well, what about what I was meant for? John Henry tests his hammer's weight. What about what I was meant for? Swing. Her, me, our son, our carpet bag home was I swinging. Meant to live and work and fear nothing on cold nights we holed up huddled beneath her mama's wedding quilt getting warm. What about it? I tried to tell her, steel don't own me, you do. I'd say, I am glad to do anything, but please don't ask me this. Takes more than heart to make a man in these here hands and hers. Were all I'd want or need. Hammer and speed led me so high I smell sea above the tree tops swinging. But all I drill don't mean no if I can't share it. Have to bear it alone. Pollyann cuts quick the breeze. Wasn't nothing but to bear it. Let him alone and act grown. Every day threats swirl all up and down this hill, all dervish to swish my steps and scuffle me to the side like what's me and mine ain't mine. Pie and cakes mount the tunnel's mouth, the same old sugarcane siren songs with fresh lemonade, with sweet tea, with cherry wine, swig for a swirl. He stays too caught in his up and swing to taste that talcum swimming through the shale dust, to dot his lips and steal a kiss with every lift. But busy as I am, I notice every rose water eddy. I see each germ blown past me, like I'm not even there. John Henry stakes his claim. This germ blew past like we weren't standing there, him riding his machine like Orion coming for our throats. We dug this. Every spot was once our hands on rock. He come to take what we built, and we ain't gonna let him, not me, not my shakers, not this mountain we peeled, not none of us. He blew past us, coughing hot air, hot noise, like he don't know who opened this mouth. Lord, Lord. We ain't gonna let him take it. Not food from our mouths. Not what we make. What we push through our hand to mouth and keep pushing. Not everything. All he wants is all we have. If we let him choke his way to it, then who are we? Who? 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 Pollyann claims her stake. Who are we gonna be? We can choke or bust this yoke. Who are we gonna be? Preacher said we rode that train married and we promised each other we'd stay, but that don't mean don't move when time comes for us to move, to stretch ourselves around each other, Lord, Lord, and just leave here. But say I say, let's go, let's lift up and make new. Say, I knew I smelled danger and said so too. He'd ask, where would we go? What would we do? So when I knew I'd do whatever it was I could to blaze around or through that haze he caught. Get taut. To swing that hammer if I had to, though everyone up here called me crazy. Henry crosses the threshold. Everyone up here called me crazy, but I couldn't do nothing but what seemed right. Crazy to fight? Maybe. Maybe crazy enough to win. Every day I crouch down into that bend. I know I might not creep out again. Tunnels eat men like penance, like payment for letting us through. I knew my life would be short, would be fast, but each shaft of light that snuck through the cracks I smacked in them walls kept me going and led me right back, swinging up this yap. And folks thought I was crazy trying to dream us up a future, even if I couldn't see it. Through all that dust, those sudden shouts and screams. Through all that dust, through sudden shouts and screams, them men slapped their backsides and busted their seams, jumping and hollering, yeah, yeah, skirts kicked up, yeah, yeah, necks dipped low, yeah, yeah, steam shot straight to the sky. It knocked and it choked as that engine died down to a whimper could barely be heard through the change that crowed and cursed changing hands over wagers that pit a week's wages against whoever they thought could best this mountain. Only fools bet money on that man's machine, and I knew them fools needed to get all away from me. But everyone hollered, quick, and jumped back. When I watched him crack like steel bit of stone. John Henry gets his first big break. When my last steel bit cracked stone, I watched her run through the crowd to come celebrate. I opened my mouth to say, I beat him. But I stopped when the look in her eyes fell back, when it all went black, when I choked and spat, slumped across her lap and begged for water. And if I spoke, I said, baby, we won. If I could, I said, these machines can't run us down and out from all we built, broke and spiked day after night. Baby, we did it. I tried to cup her face in my hands, but the tunnel's maw gaped bright white and her eyes went slow. And if I spoke, I said, Polly, baby, are you here in this pitch black mouth? Haunting Polly Ann. Baby, are you here in this pitch black mouth? Because I'm here swinging, just like I said I would be swinging. And I won't never leave. You heard? They said that howl belonged to some old wolf ghost dead about 10 years now. Won't never leave here swinging. I'll just wait and watch as you push through swinging. Maybe you can help me too. They say ain't no way out of here but through, so I'm just swinging. Got no time for no light me a candle. Kind of mood when I gotta strike firebolt to the same slate swinging. Earn us our food for tomorrow and I can tell my future too. Want to hear it? Polly Ann haunts back. I could tell our futures too. Listen here. We weren't born to cry, I swear, but we'll still stand hungry, near dead, while the man says lift and drop. Lift and drop. And baby, if it feels like shaking and sounds like screams, it ain't. We'll steal away stone quick from the sticks to wherever it is we're meant for. We'll swing too low, bare, too much, too long. Let loose them germs blowing past like we ain't here, living. Who are we gonna be? We're gonna choke or bust yoke. Everyone will call us crazy, but we'll fly through all their dusty screams and we'll drill our last bits. They'll watch, but still they won't see. Not us, baby. Climbing this pitch.